All right, Dragon Ball fans. Now, I was actually on YouTube watching a few Dragon Ball related videos over the past few hours here, and I've just noticed a trend in this regards to what if Cell was in the Tournament of Power, pretty much either taking Frieza's spot or replacing one of the lower tier characters on the team like Tien, Roshi, or Krillin. And I remember seeing these videos for quite some time now, not about the Tournament of Power per se, but what if Cell came back to life like Resurrection C? Could he achieve like a golden Cell form or something along those lines? But I was actually thinking about the fact that, just a fun what if. And I remember even watching cutscenes of Dragon Ball Fighters. I mean, honestly, the game aside, I think the cutscenes is probably the greatest thing about the game. Just people throwing shade in each other, roasting each other. And I believe there was one scene where we actually have Goku asking Cell about what his hell looks like in terms of what he has to experience. And Cell's like, it unspeakable. It was pretty funny. And it got me to thinking, so we saw that in hell, apparently this is how Dragon Ball Super has written it, for any villain or bad, pretty much any being sent to hell that doesn't want to repent in regards to getting their soul cleansed and then becoming a pretty much a bodiless spirit, they're pretty much locked in their own personal hell. I mean, for Frieza, we know it was his cocoon in that tree, and he has to endure the torture of fuzzy bears and fairies dancing around and giving him hugs and stuff like that. But for Cell, even though we don't know what his hell is like, I'm guessing like Frieza, he must not have repented. So he has to be in some form of hell himself. I mean, either he can be in a cocoon or, I mean, maybe he's not in a cocoon and has to endure torture. And here's what I was thinking, this is just something I thought of. So you let me know in the comments what you think. I think the worst thing for Cell to endure, I actually thought two things. Number one, him being in this imperfect state and unable to obtain perfection once again. Like either he tries and tries to catch up to Android 17 and 18, but they're forever able to escape him or something along those lines. But I think the second theory I thought of makes a lot more sense. Now, you have to think about Perfect Cell as he was, and that was a very incredibly vain person, or a being. Think about why he created the Cell games. He created the Cell games in order to show the world that he is the ultimate superpower perfect warrior. Because remember, Trunks was the one who unintentionally talked Cell into it. He talked about how, you know what, Goku's going to defeat you, and that'll be the end of that. He's training right now, and you're going to be forgotten and destroyed. And Cell was like, it will be no contest. Oh, a contest, a tournament. So basically, he got on TV to announce the Cell games, showing the world that, hey, you know what? I'm going to defeat your toughest warriors on television so you can all see your warriors fall, and then I'm going to destroy the planet. And I would probably think that Cell would torture humans and then destroy the planet. I really think that's how he would do it. So I feel like, to me, his ultimate hell would have to be experiencing what the world was like after he lost. Now, you're probably wondering, what does that mean? Remember that before he was finally disintegrated by the father-son Kamehameha, he was like, I was supposed to be perfect. And then in some translations, it's like, how could I be defeated by a child? I think Cell's worst torture or hell would be being in hell, either in a cocoon or not, and having to know that the Earth hasn't forgotten about him because they think he was defeated by Mr. Satan, the world champion, the biggest buffoon on planet Earth. I think that will be one of the most humiliating ways to torture Cell in hell, to know that he's not remembered for causing mayhem. I mean, he was remembered for causing mayhem, but it was all chalked up to being a trick. And when Shenron brought all the human beings to life, it's like, well, when I defeated Cell, apparently it must have undone all the bad things he did to the Earth. Like all the people he sucked up, it was all tricks, fancy mirrors, and vacuum cleaners or something like that. And then not even thinking that the world knows that it was Goku's son, the ultimate warrior at the time, Gohan, defeated Cell. No. It was Mr. Satan. Yeah, Gohan married Videl and became his son-in-law and whatnot, but I feel like Cell would not be able to take that. I feel like that would be the worst thing for him to endure. And then the chemistry of him coming back to life briefly, like Frieza for a day or something along those lines, and encountering the Z fighters. I feel like the most entering interactions would either be between Cell and Gohan, and then Cell and Mr. Satan. It will be embarrassing enough to know that the world thinks that he was nothing more than a joke, some guy with a bunch of tricks, mirrors, and bombs, and then defeated by a mere buffoon like Mr. Satan. And then the warrior that defeated him is now a book nerd. I feel like Frieza, I mean, he has had great chemistry with the Z fighters. I love the fact that he was brought back. Yes, I was skeptical at first because I'm like, after the botched up job of Resurrection F, I did not want to see Frieza again, but they did amazing things with him in the Tournament of Power arc. I feel like Cell being brought back would be a great opportunity. I mean, if Super either continues in the future, or if they bring Dragon Ball back for a new series, or even if they did like a spin-off manga or like a movie or something, I would love to see Cell back. Not to see how powerful he could become, oh no, he has Frieza cells, he has all the Saiyan cells and whatnot, so if he trained for like 2 months, he can become like Platinum Cell or something. It's not that. I mean, that would be pretty cool, but I feel like I would want to know what Cell has to endure while he's in hell. So again, just a fun theory I wanted to do on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already for more fun videos in regards to Dragon Ball and other media, and I'll talk to you later.